Hello there and welcome along. The Gardener Ben here with your very last rose review for 2025. And if the particular rose I'm going to talk to you about today that's just off to my right had been fully reviewed in time for my top 100 or my top 50, this particular rose would have been ranking very confidently in the top 25 of that list. The rose I'm going to talk to you about today is one last rose for 2025 and is the absolutely beautiful Loyal Companion, bred and introduced by Peterbilt's roses in 2022. Now, this rose has been part of my collection since 2023 and I've been enjoying it very much in the garden, and as you can see, it really is very pretty indeed. Already part of my my best for commemorative collection, this is the ideal rose for gifting to somebody who may have been recently bereaved, or if you have lost a beloved pet. This is a really hardy, hard-working and resilient rose that you can give to somebody in confidence or grow in your garden and know it's not going to cause upset. There's nothing worse than a commemorative rose with a commemorative name, for instance, like Loyal Companion, that is then weak and unfortunately susceptible to diseases, which unfortunately, in my opinion, can cause the person you give it to or the person growing it, if that's the case, a huge amount of upset if they fixated a huge amount of emotion on that particular plant. So Loyal Companion from Peterbilt's roses is not going to be one of those roses. It's incredibly very resilient all round. Great for growing in full sun or in partial shade. This particular rose gets to around 90 centimeters tall and around 60 centimeters wide, so around 2 foot wide and around 3 foot high, making it absolutely perfect for growing right at the very front of a border. Maybe you want to grow this one in a large container or patio pot, or if you wanted to form a low step over informal hedge along a path, this one is absolutely perfect for that as well. This is going to be one of the first roses I'm going to be giving you a live pollinator rating for. One of my new introductions to my at a glance section. This one I have the pleasure in awarding an 8 out of 10 for pollinator rating. As you can see, its loosely formed flowers are classified as being semi-double. So you have around 4, maybe 5 consecutive rows of petals on the plant, on the flower there, all surrounding that beautiful golden collection of glowing stamens right in the very center. That lovely, beautiful apricot yellow eye right in the very center there. So an 8 out of 10 for pollinator rating. This particular rose also sets really good hips in the autumn and winter, so a great rose for growing all round in the garden if you're interested in introducing wildlife to the garden and having another dimension. So great for producing hips in the autumn and winter season. By far the best standout quality of Loyal Companion is not just its very pretty flowers, but also its exceptional disease resistance as well. I have the pleasure in awarding Loyal Companion from Peterbilt's a staggering 8 out of 10 for disease resistance today. You can see this absolutely beautiful emerald green foliage with its high gloss sheen. Now, many roses at this late stage, and we're filming now in mid-September, have succumbed to a disease at this time of year, but you can see Loyal Companion, absolutely spotless, absolutely faultless foliage. No sign of leaf drop, no disease whatsoever, no black spot, no mold, no mildew. This is a really good rose with very attractive foliage. Dark emerald green with a highly serrated edge around the outside, a high to mid-gloss sheen. The foliage is really very dainty. It's quite small in comparison to the actual size of the plant and the size of the flowers. This is a florabunda rose or cluster rose, which means it produces really large sprays of flowers. This one I've got here is relatively on the small side, producing or holding around 8 to 10 flowers in this spray of flowers, held on lovely strong bolt upright stems. The spray of flowers that's back on the plant in the garden at the moment contains around 30 to 35 of these flowers, all open in that loosely formed open shape, around 2.5 to 3.5 inches in diameter. Loyal Companion is going to create a kaleidoscope of colour for you. Here in the middle parts of September, the evening temperatures have started to drop down, so the buds are a deep, rich salmon pink colour with a lovely flash of apricot and yellow. They're opening to a strong sugar candy pink, but this will vary. Sometimes this is going to be a salmon pink, sometimes this is going to be a lovely clear pink, is what I'm describing to you here. In warmer temperatures, it's going to fade right down to an apple blossom white and even go pure white in colour in warm temperatures. And in fact, I'm going to post some pictures that I've been harvesting of Loyal Companion over the last 15 to 18 months, and you'll get a good variation of colour in those pictures. So please do pay attention to the reel or the short and the collection of photo images that will go with this one, because it will vary quite greatly in colour. I say classed as semi-double with a lovely 8 out of 10 for pollinator rating. Fragrance on this one is very much as you would expect from a very dainty and open formed flower. It's not a heavy perfume. It's not with. It doesn't have notes of citrus or any or anything in it, but it does smell of pollen and honey, which is really going to entice those pollinators into it. It really is very, very pretty. So we have a staggering 8 out of 10 for a pollinator rating. We have a staggering 8 out of 10 for disease resistance. I have the pleasure in also awarding it 4 out of 10 for fragrance rating. All round, Loyal Companion is a great rose. The unfortunate thing on it is it does have a really high thorn count. You can see some very, very large barbs. These are held on the small and woody growth right down towards the very, very bottom of the plant. The flower spikes themselves, the flower spires themselves, a clear of thorns up to about sort of 8 to 10 inches in length. So if you did want to cut these, you can cut these clear of thorns and bring these into the house. But the lower growth does have really quite large thorns on it indeed. But this one, as I say, bred and juiced by Peterbilt's in 2022 and part now of my commemorative collection. This one is Loyal Companion from Peterbilt's. And I say, if this one had been fully reviewed by myself in time for my top 100 this year, this one will be very comfortably ranking in the top 25 of that list. So out of the 200 or 300 roses that I grow here in the garden, a very, very good position for Loyal Companion. This one is really very, very pretty. And if you are wanting to add roses to your garden, whether it's for inviting pollinators or wildlife in general, Loyal Companion is a very good one and a fabulous rose for gifting to somebody if they have unfortunately lost a beloved pet or a special person in their life. Loyal Companion is one of those roses that you can gift very, very well, knowing it's going to perform really well and grow on a poor soil in a pot. Or if, for instance, the person neglects it ever so slightly, it doesn't get quite the maintenance it needs, the watering and the feeding that is normally associated with most roses. So today's rose, the very last to be reviewed in 2025 by myself, is the fabulous Loyal Companion from Peterbilt's Roses.